Do you want big leaves? You need big roots. You can see one of its leaves just looks like that. I don't know why it's doing that. We're rolling. Hey everybody, it's Catherine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I thought I would share one of the things I'm most well known for, which is my alocasia collection. Didn't realize I had so many until they were all like lined up. And it's definitely grown over the past couple years. Alocasias are my favorite plants, so I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. So I thought we would start off strong with a fan favorite, and honestly, the plant that really started it all. And that is my Alocasia Black Velvet Pink Variegated. This particular plant, in my opinion, is just perfect. Perfect in every single way. It's been holding on to its leaves pretty well despite how pink it is. And I could look at this plant all day. One of the first Instagram reels I ever posted was me unboxing this plant. And it was like the best day ever. This plant just does it for me. I don't know. Next, we have a very affordable option. And honestly, this was one of the first alocasias I ever got. And if I had to recommend any alocasia for someone to start with, if they're new, it would be this one. And that is an Alocasia Platinum, otherwise known as Alocasia Bisma. But this one is just so resistant, especially if you forget to water it. This one is so good. And I have to show you the roots on this guy. Isn't that crazy? Like, look at that. By the way, I have her growing in LECA. All of my alocasias are either growing in LECA if they're larger or Pon if they're smaller. So this one, I should have mentioned, is growing in Pon. But yeah, she's just been a really steady grower for me and I love her. And this is probably another one of my top favorites. So I feel like I'm gonna say that about all of them. This next alocasia has been a pretty slow grower for me. I'm not exactly sure why, but I still love it nonetheless. And that is my Alocasia Dragon Scale Albo Variegated. I don't know if you can see, but there's actually 3 plants in this pot. That is a tip that I have for people who want to grow really big, full alocasias, is don't separate out the babies. Like, I feel like people always complain, oh, my alocasia isn't holding on to that many leaves. But I feel like in general, alocasias don't hold on to a lot of their leaves until they actually get a sufficient size because their base is growing so fast that their first leaves can't really hold on. I am having some issues with it pushing out all white leaves, but I will say even the white leaves seem to hang on for a really long time. And because I have multiple plants in here, I'm not like too worried, but it is just another beauty. This is my Alocasia Quilted Dreams. I believe it's also sometimes called Sinuata. And I really love the texture. It's very similar to Dragon Scale. This leaf doesn't look nearly as good, but you get the idea. It is pushing out a new one, although it's not super big. I think it might need to get more light, honestly. And it keeps putting out these corms like way above the soil line, you can see. I don't know why it's doing that. The corm is actually like pretty well developed. I just don't have the heart to pull it off. I'm letting it hang out there for now. So this one is, I believe, the newest alocasia in my collection, and that is my Alocasia Watsoniana Pink Variegated. This is the newest leaf, and the leaf before that was this tiny thing. I don't know how it's sized up so much, other than I put it in Pon, and I think that had a lot to do with it. But she is just life, honestly. All right, I'm gonna pull one of these big ones back here. This one actually I got from Home Depot, and I think that she would also like more light, but this is Alocasia Lukiwan, similar to the Quilted Dreams. It sort of has that same texture with the dramatic sinus. Because it's more waxy, it's pretty resistant to spider mites, which is really nice. You saw this plant at Home Depot for 20 bucks. Would you say no? Well, since we're doing the big ones, I'm not going to pull this one down, but this one is my Alocasia Frydek non-variegated. It also has another name, which I'll put on the screen. She is a spider mite magnet, but I love her. I don't even care because she is just so worth it to me, which I feel like, I don't know, spider mites don't really bother me. They're really easy to treat. I mean, you can just spray them off with water, and that usually does a good job. This is also a Home Depot find, now that I remember. She's a little dramatic, but she's very resilient, I guess is the word. Like, she will bounce back if you forget to water her. she'll just throw a little bit of a fit first. So have the Alocasia Frydek Variegated, and I feel like she normally has more leaves and looks a little bit better than this, but she's recently gone through quite the growth spurt, and usually when I find that that happens, the older leaves have a hard time holding on at the base. So I wouldn't say she's looking the best she ever has, but like, come on, like look at that leaf. She's grown a lot and she produces babies like it's nobody's business. These are a lot more affordable. I've seen you can get them for like 20 bucks now. Every leaf is a work of art, every single leaf. And they're never the same. Sometimes you get ones that are more green, sometimes they get more white, sometimes they're all white. Next up, we have an alocasia that's I know very little about, and that is this Alocasia Plumbea pink. I do like this plant. Irrigation on it is obviously like stunning, but she's just been a little temperamental. It kind of reminds me of a serendipity pink variegated. A ton of problems trying to grow that plant. This one's sort of giving me the same vibes, but not as bad. It does seem to be a little bit more resilient. This alocasia isn't like impressive or anything, but it is one of my favorites. Always has been, and that is the Alocasia Melo. Mine is definitely nothing to write home about. See, one of its leaves just looks like that. That is not okay. I love her. Like when the leaves come out good, oh, they come out good. I am just mesmerized by this plant. I really do like the jewel alocasias, the one that stay a little bit more compact. Texture. I don't have a regular Maharani, but I do have the Albo variegated one. The variegation on this specimen is really good. Almost all half moons, high color. I prefer the Maharani Albos to the Melo Albos. I don't know, this just hits different. Something in the Maharani actually has some like purple, which you can kind of see slightly on this leaf is just gorgeous. It has like all the shades. I waited a really long time to find a good variegated specimen because a lot of the ones I saw were really marbly, and I don't mind the marble, but I did want some good chunks of white. I feel like most of my alocasias are like that. And when I saw this one, which by the way I got off of Palm Street, I just knew that I had to have her. Next, we have a plant that had a bit of a mishap. This is my Alocasia Amazonica pink variegated, a true Amazonica. It's just very small, this leaf. I know a lot of polys are being missold as Amazonica. This one will get huge. This is the newest leaf. I had a grow light incident, so unfortunately it has been marred, but it is still okay. And there is a new leaf on the way, which is very exciting. This is Alocasia Silver Dragon, very closely related to the dragon scale. The thing that really gets me with this plant is how bluish gray the leaves are. It's very rare that you get plants with leaves this color. She had two flowers, and then she's finally putting out a new leaf here, so that's exciting. I can't even tell you what the newest leaf was. Oh, I think it was actually this one. Oh yeah, you can tell in the camera. Alrighty, now time to tackle this other monster behind me. Oh my god, you can't even see her, which is crazy. This is my Alocasia Regal Shield. Oh my gosh, you can't even see, she's so big. Hold on. When I got her, biggest leaf was smaller than any of these leaves. Oh my god, I'm spilling LECA everywhere. She is so good. This is the other alocasia I'd recommend for beginners. I'm sorry, I cannot take myself serious. I can see my head in the viewfinder. It looks so stupid. Let's see how her roots are in. Whoa! If you want big leaves, you need big roots. Crazy. And now I have LECA all over my floor, but it was totally worth it. If you really liked that plant, I have the plant for you. This is an Alocasia Regal Shield Albo. I think I got her maybe like 2 months ago. And I think she had 2 leaves, and now she has all these. And you can see even with all the white, she's holding on to them really well. Very fast, very robust grower, just like the regular Regal Shield. And I have a feeling that when she gets big, she is going to be magnificent. This is a pink variegated Alocasia Bambino. When I first got her, she's one of my favorites. Now I'd probably say she's possibly on one that I might sell in the future, just because I have so many pink variegated alocasias that I like a little bit better. If you're in the market for a pink variegated alocasia and you're trying to find one that's a little bit more affordable, this is the one I'd recommend. Alocasia is the one that's newest to me and one that I think is also going to be a stunner, although it's a little hard to envision at the moment. This is an Alocasia Azlanii pink variegated, and mine puts out these almost like all pink leaves, but you can see there's still some green in there. This was another girl light incident. I don't want to talk about it. Excited to see what this new leaf does. Keep you guys posted. Follow me on Instagram if you want to be the first to know. We have 2 left. Okay. This sad looking plant is my Alocasia Dragon's Breath. This was another victim of the root mealybugs. She kind of had a hard time recovering because I had to cut off all her roots, but you can kind of see how stunning she was before her decline. But she is working on, I don't know if you can see that, but she's working on literally 3 growth points at once. Like, hello. All right, and last but not least, this plant honestly surprised me. I didn't know how beautiful it was going to be until I purchased it. This is my Alocasia Pink Dragon, pink variegated. Some of its leaves come out looking like this, sort of like more marbly, which is beautiful. But then it will also push out all pink leaves, which are also beautiful, and they last a really long time. Obviously they can't last forever, but I mean, I feel like most Alocasia leaves don't anyway. But it's just so beautiful, especially like if I can show you the back of the leaves. It just has this like beautiful pattern on it, and it just makes me so in love. There's a little corm on the way. Super exciting. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have fun with your plants today.